Did you have a gun that night?
Oh my God. I never had a gun.
Every time. And I keep my pistol with me always.
Every time. And I keep my pistol with me always.
Hey, it's Goldie, and I'm back with another video. So today I will be talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16. Now, some of you may know that there has been a lot of commotion going on over the past 2 episodes. They include some altercation between one of the newest cast members named Brit Eady and our queen, Kenya Moore. Okay, now there has been a lot of conversation online about things that took place and kind of who was right and who was wrong. I'm just going to say in the beginning, I'm just going to let it be known that I feel that both ladies were wrong and there are things to be learned from both of their behaviors. And I'll talk about it over the span of a few videos. But in this particular video, my focus is going to be on displaying how Brit Eady, a new cast member who has only been in a couple episodes, is a major problem for the show, a major problem for her castmates, and maybe even a major problem for herself. Okay, what we are going to be examining right now is exactly what Kenya said.
So who is this hoe?
So Brit Eady is one of the girlies from Atlanta that has been on the scene in many different ways. We have heard her admit from her own mouth that she used to be a video girl. We've heard Kenya mention that she's had some dealings with some rappers like Yo Gotti, and it's well known that she was in a relationship with Rick Ross. So shortly after her relationship with Rick Ross ended, she met this guy who she did business with in her insurance company, and he was a client, and they went on a date and were inseparable ever since then. They were together in September. I think that was when their first date happened, and then they were engaged by December of that same year. His name is Mike, and I'm thinking he might have a little coin because a lot of the commentary about them getting together, she said that people thought that she was with him for money, but she was with him because she wanted to be with him because she already had her own money or whatever from what she was saying. But she got with this man, and since the pandemic was in full steam, I guess they had a quiet wedding, and they are still together today. So that is the husband of Brit Eady. I don't know why, but it seemed like this girl was so happy to be married. Now, I don't know if she was trying to rub it in Yo Gotti in them face or whatever, but she was just so extra and seeming so happy to be married. But anyway, she's married now.
Y'all hoes, don't be texting my nigga happy birthday. Y'all can DM me happy birthday, but don't text his motherfucking phone happy birthday. He got a wife. You bitches wish him happy birthday in spirit, okay?
So with all of that, she became a part of the season 16 cast of Real Housewives of Atlanta. And to be honest, at the beginning of the season, so many of the girls were here for Brit. I mean, she's a gorgeous girl. She is very fashionable. She just seemed like she was fun. But as these few episodes, I mean, we are on episode 5, have gone on, people are seeing Brit as being a drama queen. I mean, she is just the queen of doing too much. You know, one thing I noticed about her is that she is very emotionally manipulative, and she's really good at being emotionally manipulative. Now I'm gonna do another video about her, because when it comes to emotional manipulation, if you do it the right way, I mean, of course, you'll always come out on top, because you will have cornered people in a way that they cannot help but take your side. Like, they must take your side, or else they are a terrible person. And she puts herself in a lot of different predicaments where the people surrounding her have to agree with her or have to take her side, or else they will be seen as terrible people. And that is the reason why I'm making this video. Okay, because this is inherently dangerous. Oh my goodness. And not only is it dangerous, but it is not an ideal quality that you would want to have in a friend, or, a girl that you want to kick it and be cool with. I mean, manipulating men is one thing, but when you manipulate everyone in every situation, that's a totally different thing, and it's unattractive. I mean, it's just unappealing. I mean, who wants to deal with that? And we'll see as the season goes on that she ends up losing quite a bit of friends. The cast kind of turns against her from the context clues that I've been picking up. Okay, and I've been picking up what everybody been putting down. All right, but anyway, Kenya and Brit got into this whole little drawn out drama that Brit intentionally set up, starting with this dinner that they had at this place called the Bankroll. So the Bankroll was up in Bankhead, and we know that Bankhead is the hood, okay? So they went to this place, and Brit was just antagonizing Kenya. She has been trying to come for Kenya since the very beginning. And Kenya, one thing that I really like about Kenya is that she's a really classy girl. She's smart, she's savvy, and, she knows the art of shade. Shade is supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be light, it's supposed to be kind of gotcha, a little kiki moment. But Brit, on the other hand, got this gutter up in her. She got straight gutter snipe up in her. And that's why she's dangerous. Okay, so there at the Bankroll, they were playing something where they pick questions out of a hat. I don't know. They was getting these questions and asking people around the table these questions. So Kenya had got a few questions, and Brit had asked her one previously, and then read another one that said, can you be nice to the girls? It's specifically Brit. And she said, I didn't write this. Oh, really? I don't know. Maybe she didn't write it. But maybe she asked one of her girls to write it, just to put Kenya on the spot. But anyway, so Kenya said, yeah, of course I can be nice and cordial to everyone. And that was the end of it from Kenya's perspective. But then Brit wanted to antagonize Kenya a little bit more. And she did that and ended up going crazy, just snapping out, just doing too much in Brit fashion, in traditional Brit fashion, just doing too much. She ended up calling Kenya all these bees and stuff like that, and the dinner ended because the girls got into it. So as they were walking out, Brit said something like, yeah, because I keep my guns, I got guns, whips, and chains and everything on me. And you could visibly see that Kenya was shaken by what she said. It really made Kenya nervous. Now, I think it made her nervous because, number one, they was in the hood. Okay? And number two, don't nobody know Brit. Who is this girl? Who is she? Nobody knows her. And I mean, maybe they know her from the city or whatever, but she is with a higher caliber of women. And see, Bravo, I need you to understand this. We black ladies, we watching Real Housewives of Atlanta because it gives us a little glimpse into the upper echelon, black women lifestyle, kind of. That's kind of why we came on board years ago, because we wanted to see, higher society black women doing their thing. And over the years, it has turned into, Love and Hip Hop. And we need to know what y'all doing, because we're not watching Real Housewives of Atlanta for love and hip hop type of drama. I mean, we can do that over there. But when y'all brought Brit on, I mean, y'all turned Real Housewives of Atlanta into baddies of Atlanta, or any lower level reality drama that you can name. All right? I want to say it as nicely as possible. But baby is she's on the wrong cast. She's on the wrong show. Okay? Because the girls know how to have fun, keep it light, throw a little shade, show us some fashions, have a little fun, take a little trip, and give us a good little season. Brit ready to fight. She want to snatch somebody's wig. She want to snatch somebody's edges. She got whips and chains, okay? Ain't nobody here for all of that. And so after she said that she had the whips and chains and everything, Portia, they were leaving out. And Brit was still in the parking lot going off, telling Kenya, you gonna learn today. You're gonna learn today. You're going to learn how to respect me today. Brit, who is you? And who disrespected you? No, I mean, Kenya didn't say anything disrespectful to the girl. But she wanted to make sure that she created a scene. And it's one thing to create a little friendly reality scene. But Brit brought the drama. Okay? She brought the drama. And it was a little too much. I mean, it was just a little too much. So anyway, you can tell that Kenya was nervous. So, Portia, of all people, Portia, don't make me call Portia.
Good night, Kenya, because you get nothing else from me today. Goodbye. Don't make me call Portia.
Portia offered to drop her off at her car along with Shamia being in the car. So they took her to help her get her out of that situation. So after Portia helped her get up out of that situation, the next scene, or like soon after, Kenya held an event at Kenya Moore Hair Care. This was supposed to be Kenya Moore's unveiling of her awesome salon that she had been working on. If you know, Kenya had been working on a salon, and one thing that I really like about the Detroit girlies is that they are so fashion forward. And when I'm thinking about a Detroit girly outside of Kenya, I'm thinking about Cash Doll. If y'all ain't paying attention to Cash Doll's rise, you are really missing a treat. Cash Doll is so fashion forward. I mean, it's the hair, the outfits, her little attitude. Anyway, the Detroit girlies, all of the Detroit girlies that I went to undergrad with are just so fashion forward. They always so stylish, just have everything just really presented well. So it was no surprise that Kenya Moore's salon really looked good. I mean, the environment, the ambiance, all of it just looked so classy and top tier. So anyway, Kenya decided to, at that event, get her retaliation on Brit for Brit cutting up with her. And what Kenya did wasn't necessarily right, but what she did was she unearthed some pictures somehow, somewhere, because we know that Brit said that she had the internet scrubbed. She unearthed some pictures, and when I was doing the research to this video, it was so hard to find information on Brit. So that lets you know already that Brit was living on the wild side. She was really getting into it for her to have to scrub the internet in her own words, okay? So somehow Brit got some pictures of, I'm thinking the first set of pictures were mug shots or maybe not mug shots because that would be a record, but I'm guessing like different variations of Brit with like different color hair and stuff like that. But the second set of pictures were pictures of Brit like giving it up. Brit caught in the act, Brit singing on a microphone. Okay, like she was really in the act. And so the girlies at the event really did not appreciate that and just thought that it was a step too far. And I can see it being a step too far, but all these years, y'all been out here saying, when you go low, we go to hell. And Kenya went straight to hell. She walked straight through them fiery gates, okay? So can we really be mad at her? I mean, she was threatened with whip chains and pow-pows and stuff like that. I mean, if you come for my life, who knows what I do, So anyway, at the event, Brit came in and she wanted to fake apologize, and Kenya wasn't here for it, so she sent her back out. And when she sent her back out, she got into it. She really wanted to find out or unleash to the crowd who Brit Eady was, and that's what she did. So she was wrong. But was she really? I mean, yeah, she was. But can we really be mad? You know what I'm saying? So after that, Bravo decided, they flashed some notice that they decided that they wasn't going to film with Kenya anymore after that. And I can't say that they're necessarily wrong. That was their decision. So the next episode, Brit started her emotional manipulation tour. And that's the reason why I made this video, because Brit got into full Karen victim mode, okay? Even though she started this whole mess, she got into this whole little victim mode, talking about how she hadn't been able to sleep for days, and every time she turns on the TV or the internet, somebody is, talking about this situation, and this is part of her past, and she tried to get rid of it, but she is not really taking into account or taking responsibility for the fact that she came for somebody's neck. She came for somebody's life. And I don't care if she didn't actually say, I'm going to do this. But when you say, let me call my husband because, I keep my thing on me, or I keep things like this for chicks like you, oh, baby, you're telling me that you want to come for me. So however Kenya took that or interpreted that was on her. And I mean, we can't fault Kenya for however she received it. It was inappropriate to say. So anyway, Brit find out Kelly held like a little luncheon at her house. It was so cute. So Brit found out that the girls had been in contact with Kenya, and she got so mad. Oh, she did not like the fact that the girls had been in contact with Kenya because she felt like they should have cut her off. She said something to the effect of, well, Kenya's no longer here anymore, and I'm here now. So Brit's whole goal was to move Kenya around, and she won. She met her goal. She moved Kenya around, but she was upset that other people still were concerned about Kenya and wanted to, know how Kenya was doing. She's like, so nobody here cares about me? I mean, I have been betrayed. Not betrayed. I have been victimized by the unleashing of these photos and all of this type of stuff. So then she started all of this crying and all of this boo-hooing about the fact that these girls still cool with Kenya, and she wants to know why other people are not taking her side in the situation more. So then she tried to put a little extra stank on it and insinuate that one of her professional licenses were in jeopardy over Kenya's accusation. So Angela asked her on what cause, like what basis would they, put her license under review. So she said, what do you mean? What do you mean? Did you not pay attention to what happened? And she said, yeah, but is that just cause for your license to be under review, basically? So Brit popped off talking about read the room, read the MFing room. She was ready right then to go and pop her trunk and get her chains and her whips and her little pow up against Angela, right? Like, it's clear that Brit it's just emotional emotionally unhinged. And you know what? Everyone says that at any time, Brit is like unpredictable, that she be just doing too much and that she can just pop off at any moment. That's the word on the street. And yeah, that's the word on the street. Everybody knows that Brit is a hothead and that at any moment, you know, it can be up. And that's a little dangerous. But the more I really thought about it, I could understand how terrorized Kenya felt by those words. And the thing is that there was a few years ago, there was this crazed psycho man who was upset at his current girlfriend and his ex-wife. And the thing is that when I heard Brit say the words, "Today is the day," it brought me back to this news story. This was a real news story that the man had decided to unalive his current girlfriend, his ex-wife, and then himself. And when he walked up to the ex-wife, he said he had went and knocked on her door, I guess. And when she answered the door, he turned around and said, "Today is the day." He said, "Today is the day." And those were her final moments. Now, the thing is that nobody knows Brit. Nobody knows what she's capable of. Nobody knows where she's coming from. But when you use language that crazed psychopaths on a multiple unaliving streak have used, I mean, you are instilling fear in the person that you are saying those words against. So I could kind of understand like why Kenya felt the way she felt. Brit is nothing to be played with. And she probably will say that to anybody. Don't play with me. And I'm not saying that anybody should be played with. But if you're on a show and you know that there is light, shade, and drama and all of this type of stuff, learn how to play along. Read the MFing room. Read the MFing room if you gonna really be on the show. But you can't be on the show making veiled threats and using the same lingo as a serial unaliver and think that that's cool and that the girlies are gonna sit for that, because we're not. So anyway, thank you all for watching my video. All right, I'm going to be back with some more commentary about Real Housewives of Atlanta, but I really want to go into a deep dive of how initially Brit's emotional manipulation brought everybody to her side, and it was the one thing that put her a few steps ahead of Kenya. She made a couple mistakes, like that "read the MFing room" comment that she made the following week that let people know that she's a true danger at heart. But when we talk about crashing out like Kenya did, and how Kenya continues to crash out with the language and accusations that she's making against others in the network, it really shows how you can kind of cut your nose off to spite your face. All right, so peep my next video about the crash outs, and we'll chop it up in the comments. Let me know what you think. Do you think Kenya was wrong? Do you think that she should have been fired from Bravo? Do you think Brit was wrong for what she said, or do you think that people should ignore, light threats? I want to hear what you got to say. Get down in the comments and let me know. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all again soon. Bye.